I'm Ray Rickman, Executive Director of Stages of Freedom, and I have been a public official on a couple occasions. I watch government as close as anybody. And so Maxine Waters, years ago, 3 years ago, started talking about impeaching Donald Trump. And I was greatly bothered by it. She wanted to impeach him because she thought that he worked with the Russians to steal the election, and because she thinks he's a buffoon. And she'd say all these things. And you can't impeach anybody until a certain number of the American people agree with you, because government has to function. People have to have some belief. And whatever the president, you hear me use that word in attaching it to Donald Trump, whatever he did regularly was bad. Now, I can remember when George Bush did one enormously awful bad thing after another, but they were public policy bad things. He was wasting our money and causing trouble in the Middle East and death of mainly young men in the military. So, I grew to despise him. But I always thought everything he did was, mostly what he did, was legal. And it was my opinion versus his. And I thought he hurt the national interest, but in a particular way. Now, Donald Trump hurts the national interest because the French don't like us, the Canadians don't like us, the British don't like us. I'm sure the people in Ukraine don't like us. I know the Greeks and the Turks don't like us, and India doesn't like us, and South Korea doesn't like us. Nobody likes us because he is full of it, whatever it is. So the first day I heard about this whole issue of him holding up the $390 million, my first reaction was not impeachment. My first reaction is he's doing something horrible again. And it was only later that I agreed with Maxine Waters that he had reached the level. The offense was such that he should be impeached. Now, it's only in the last 2 or 3 weeks, I'm right there with Nancy Pelosi, slow to arrive there. I thought he should be impeached, but I didn't think we should impeach him, at least not the Democrats in the House, because it isn't whether you do right or wrong, it's what happens after you do the correct thing. I am now mildly convinced the American people will not hold it against the Democrats for impeaching Donald Trump, because he needs to be impeached. And that's all he did. The United States Senate, you're going to have them say that he did nothing. The Democrats ought to be ashamed. And I've listened to 3 days of this rhetoric. Make sure you're registered to vote.